Now, the last thing I want to say on pound for pound rankings, Floyd Mayweather is the pound for pound king, and he has that prestige behind it from the Ring magazine. Of course, his accomplishments are almost double that of a Klitschko or a Roman Gonzalez. A lot of people compare different criteria, and what I have tried to do is not look at the divisions that these guys have won in, but the level of competition. When you use the level of competition and use the skill sets of these fighters, it equalizes the playing field so that you can actually look at them irregardless of what division they're in or how many divisions they've gone through. What you're really looking at is their performance over time. And that's how pound for pound lists work. And that's how we can rank Floyd Mayweather above Vladimir Klitschko. Some people will say with Vladimir Klitschko, he tried to unify his division. He's been trying to do that for 9 years, and that's a plaudable thing. However, you have to look at his level of competition that he's doing this against. This is how we can be able to equalize the playing field. Your skills are going to be determined by the level of competition you face, your heart, and all the other things people like to talk about, your chin and all these things. Even though I would say your preparation is more important. So your preparation, because the key to boxing is to hit and not get hit. This is the science of boxing. This is the sweet science. So to say that Vladimir Klitschko doesn't have a greater chin as Floyd Mayweather or Roman Gonzalez really doesn't matter. What matters is that you have the skills so that you don't get hit flushly on your chin. The goal is not to get hit. So if you have the skill set to avoid being hit on your chin, whether it's you tuck your chin, you keep your chin behind your shoulder, whatever it is, you use the jab to keep people at bay, whatever it is that you are very good at doing, or you have great defense, whatever it is, it's better if you have those things. So when I talk about skill set, whatever skills that you need to have on the table to make sure that you don't get hit flushly on your chin if you don't have a great chin, that's what you need to have, because you have to fight all styles, and at some point in time you're going to get hit, but the question is, can you control where you get hit? So you have to understand, I don't think that Guillermo Rigondeaux, for example, has the greatest chin in the world. All right, and people have seen him get dropped a couple times. That doesn't mean that he's not a great pound for pound fighter that doesn't deserve to be on the pound for pound list, and he probably is on this list. Yes, he is, just below Gennady Golovkin at number 5. Now, you will say, but Pacquiao has a very sturdy chin, but Pacquiao's been knocked out, hasn't he? He has a great chin. Manny Pacquiao has a phenomenal chin. But even though he has a phenomenal chin, he has to also have that defense whereby he wouldn't get knocked out. Guillermo Rigondeaux's never been knocked out. You understand what I'm saying? You can't measure a great chin. What you can measure is the fights you've won. You can measure the amount of knockouts you've gotten. You can measure the ratings of different opponents in terms of a level of competition. So if you really want to be objective about things, you have to go by numbers, you have to go by data. So what we generally do is, like here, Guillermo Rigondeaux, he's the best that he is because, one, at junior featherweight, he is the unified champion. He's the Ring Magazine champion, he's the Lineal champion, he's the WBO and WBA super welterweight champion. So in this regard now, why? Why is he that if he doesn't have the greatest chin in the world? And then you see his defense, how he approaches with different angles, how he's able to keep people at bay with his straight left. He doesn't have the sharpest of jabs, he has a great straight left. And so when you start to look at his skill sets and how he has dealt with certain levels of opposition, then you can understand why he is ranked where he's ranked. So I like the Ring Magazine because they actually look at the performance of the athletes. They don't talk about sturdy chin and all these things, which they're nice to talk about, but to be honest with you, boxers are not trying to get hit on their nugget. Let's put it that way. You don't want to go on later on in your life and have dementia and all these side effects of brain damage. I'm not the first person to say it. Let me tell you a guy who said that. Barry Robinson. If you want to know who my surrogate father is, Barry Robinson is my father. I've been listening to his videos. I just want to give him a lot of honor right at this point in time, because boxing, there are many different styles in boxing. There's pressure fighting, and you got to do what you got to do to get the W. But even pressure fighters, guys like Roman Gonzalez, they're smart pressure fighters. Even Gennady Golovkin's a smart pressure fighter. They're not trying to get hit on their chin. They're not putting their chin out there and sticking their head out to get banged on. You know what I mean? These guys are smart. They use their high guard. They mix their defenses. They make sure they don't get hit flush. And if they do get hit flush, they're tough enough to take the punch, but they usually roll it a little bit. So my point to you guys is this, that in boxing, the key is, at least to your longevity, as tough as you may be, and the key to your health is to try not to get hit too much, okay? In fact, they teach you in boxing, because I'm learning a thing or two about boxing, that it's healthy to have a certain degree of fear of getting hit, so that your reflexes will be sharp enough so that you can pull away from a punch that's coming at you and take some of the power of the punch. Just imagine if you get hit flush, it can break your jaw. It can do a lot of things to you. Okay, it can permanently damage you for life. So boxers, obviously, they learn to roll punches when they get hit and so on. If they roll late or whatever, they still get hit, but they take some of the steam off the punch. But nonetheless, what I'm saying to you is, the goal is not to get hit. You're not trying to get hit, okay? Especially in the key areas on your body. You're not trying to get hit there. That's the key to boxing. It's not to get hit, okay? That's why they slip punches. That's why you practice defense in boxing. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a pressure fighter. I don't care if you're a guy who takes a hit to give a hit. Sometimes because you're not as fast and you have to use timing and you have to engage your opponent so you can counter over them. It doesn't matter who you are. In boxing, your goal is not to get hit unnecessarily. In fact, your goal is not to get hit at all. Your goal is to hit the other guy and in a perfect situation, not get hit. Okay? I don't care who you are in boxing. So I'm saying these things so that you'll understand that, people use these phrases, a boxer needs to have heart and he needs to have a great chin and all of these things. And don't get me wrong, these things are important in boxing. You have to have a heart, first of all, to get into the squared circle. 2, you need to be tough. Okay? If you're not tough, you're going to crumble very quickly and that'll be it. It'll be all over. Alright? So it's not only having a great chin, it's being tough all over. And the only way you're going to be tough in boxing is if you get hit. So you have to get hit so your body can toughen up, the muscles can toughen up, so that you can take punches and punishment. Fine. But my point is this. It's more about how well conditioned you are, and conditioning involves getting hit. Okay? That's why we have medicine balls. That's why you spar, so that you may spar guys who are much bigger than you, get hit by them. You might not get hit flush, but you get hit by them, and that strengthens the muscles. It builds up your resistance and your toughness. Okay? So yes, getting hit is important in boxing to toughen you up. Nonetheless, what I'm saying to you is this.